So yeah, hi, uh,
Hello.
ladies and gentlemen. This is Country Music News International, and I'm talking to Alex Miller, but I don't know where he is. Where are you?
I'm in Gallatin, Tennessee, which is just north of
Oh,
Nashville. I just moved down here and really enjoying my time down here. I've made a lot of new friends and connections and glad to make one today as well.
yeah. Now you're originally from Lancaster in Kentucky.
That's correct. Yes.
Uh,
A little bitty town. It's south of Lexington for
hmm,
anybody that's been to Kentucky before.
there you
And
go.
little bitty town, a population of about 3,000. Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
so I've been listening to some of your music today, of course,
Mhm.
and I guess regardless of what I was listening to or the videos I was watching, the thing that really kind of like really jumped out at me was this guy is traditional country. He sums up for me what traditional country is. Is that a fair
Mhm.
comment to make?
Yeah, absolutely. I take that as a huge compliment. I don't even know if we call it traditional country. It's just what country is to me. That's when
Yeah.
when I hear country music, that's what I think. I take that as a great compliment. My music is very, I would say, traditional, but it pushes it a little bit on some things too. And you can't ever go, it never be like it was, 60 years ago, but you can make it almost sound like it, and that's what I like to do.
I guess I call it traditional country because I spent nearly 20 years playing country music on the American bases here in Europe. Uh,
Oh,
I'm
cool.
I'm based in Germany these days, and that's where most of the American forces were.
Yeah.
And at that time, we had if we go back to the 80s, we had Alabama, we had Ricky Skaggs, and then you
Hmm.
move into the 90s, and someone like Randy Travis, and you have a similar voice to Randy. It's that kind of
Thank you.
range, and people like that were playing, let's get away from the word traditional, but let's say classic country, because since that time, things have changed. I'm not saying they've
Hmm.
changed for the worse or for the better. It's just different, which is
Yeah.
how things just go. I mean, things change and that's fine. But that's the sort of stuff I kind of really cut my teeth on as a musician. And
Yeah.
I still love listening to Brooks and Dunn and Randy Travis and John Michael Montgomery and anything like that at all. Hank Williams
Yeah.
Jr. In some of your videos, you're playing a very nice acoustic guitar. Where's that from?
Well, I have two nice ones. I have a Martin that I've played forever. It's a D18. It looks like it's from the 50s the way I beat it up,
Yeah.
but it's actually from 2018. I've only been playing it about 5, 6 years now. But I also have a brand new guitar I just got. In fact, here, hold on, I'll get it and show it to you.
Yeah, please.
It's a guy made this thing for me, and I grew up listening to Lefty Frizzell and all the old opera stars,
Yeah, right.
and this is the guy made this thing here. It's got a six in line headstock, like a Fender almost,
Yeah, that's
and it's
right.
got a big jumbo Gibson style body. And Lefty Frizzell had a guitar that was very similar to that, and that's
I
kind of
love
my
that pick guard. That
style.
that looks like a
Yeah,
solid wood pick guard, right?
it is. It's walnut. It's a walnut pick
Very
guard.
nice. That's a lovely looking guitar.
Nobody else has anything like that. And I try to do that
Yeah.
not only with my guitars, but with my songwriting and my shows and things like that too. I try to do something just a little different, but keep it pretty straight in line with the traditional side of things. And, I think that works. All them guys back years ago, they were all individuals. If you listen to their music and
Oh
listen to their
yeah.
style of singing, they were all individual. They all had something that made them unique. And that's what I think I've got too. I've got something in there like that.
Yeah, I mean, you think it's people like George Jones,
Oh God, or Merle Haggard,
Merle
or
Haggard.
those guys. They had something about them that made them different than everybody
Yeah.
else.
Let's have a look at some other songs. There was actually one little kind of clip I saw with Emily Ann Roberts.
Yes,
That looked like fun. Um,
that was a holly jolly time. Let me tell you,
what?
we wrote that number together. We wrote that with a guy named
Okay.
Bill White, who was a WSM disc jockey over here and worked several different radio jobs, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, a bunch of places. And we got together with him. I've known him for a long time and known Emily for a while too. And we got together and we're always back and forth because I'm from Kentucky and the big college there is UK. And she's from Knoxville, and the big college in
Oh,
Tennessee is
yeah,
the Vols, of course.
that's it.
So we have an intense rivalry, fan base wise on sport. You know, it's like soccer over there for y'all. You know, so we have this wide rivalry going on, and we're like, yeah, Kentucky's better and Tennessee's better. So I guess Bill was hearing all this and said, well, one of y'all's got to be more country than the other, and boom, there was the
Well, that
idea.
was it.
Yeah. And so we wrote that song in probably an hour and a half, what you hear, all the parts where we're going back and forth, every bit of it. And when we got in the studio and recorded it, it was just like the little demo. It was just fun. And I think that's what music ought to be, is fun. That's what I like my music as, for
Yeah.
sure.
Now, I guess the most recent release is this EP,
Mhm.
My Dad is Dad.
Mhm.
And watching the video of that, that seems like a lot more kind of a personal song, if you like, particularly
It
with the
is.
lyrics.
It is. My granddad couldn't sing his way out of a tin can. I mean, he just loved, but he loved country music, and I think that's why I'm doing what I'm doing today is because of him. And it says it in the song.
Yeah.
It is the most personal thing I've ever released, and I didn't know how people were going to take it. I thought that it might have been just a little too personal, or it might not connect with others, but I was very wrong, and I'm glad I was. A lot of people have sent me messages and stuff saying how much it brought back memories of their grandpas and how much they enjoyed spending time with them. And I think if I do anything in life, if I can do that for folks and bring back those good memories a little bit, and that I maybe have done something. And that song certainly has.
Yeah.
Every time I go out and play. In fact, I'm just I'll just be a straight up nightclub here Saturday, and I had somebody that come to the show and wanted me to do that in a nightclub. I would have never
Mm.
done that on put that in the actual set. But whenever I got up there and played, I sung the song, and you could have heard a pin drop in the place. All these people drinking, having a good time, but they stood and listened to that song. Was pretty powerful to me, and it's the greatest song I've written so far, and it's just I've got to find stuff now that can get up there with it.
Well, there you go. I mean, yeah, I mean, it comes down to family, doesn't it? And I think for a
Yeah.
lot of people, family is very important.
Well, from my perspective, and there's times I know my grandpa and my grandma's talked about it. Family was all they ever had back in the day. They didn't have no money a lot of times and stuff, but they had each other. And I I told my granddad things I wouldn't tell anybody else. And it was a very special friendship that me and him had, and
Yeah.
one that I still miss very, very much today.
So, what else is on the EP then? And will you be releasing any other of the songs as singles?
So yes, some of the other songs on Daddy's Dad was Oh Odessa was one of the tracks on there. A song called Last House in God's Country, and Ain't Never Saying Never was the other songs. And
Okay.
yeah, they're all out on Spotify, iTunes, or even on YouTube if you want to go look them up there. But yeah, they're all out and happening. And the other songs are still good. One of my favorites off the record is Oh Odessa. It's a ballady thing, almost like a Western song.
Hmm.
And there's a song called Ain't Never Saying Never. I always joke whenever I do this one live and say, I wrote this one for my future ex-wife, but it's really a marriage song. It'd be great for somebody at their wedding. And then Last House in God's Country is kind of similar to Daddy's Dad. It's reflecting on my time as a kid, and how much those times in Lancaster, Kentucky, out on Perkins Lane meant to me. And it's about the last house in God's country. It's right out there in Lancaster.
There you go. And what's coming up next for you in terms of gigs?
Oh,
Are you just kind of based in the USA, or are you thinking of, say,
man,
coming over to
I'd
Europe?
love to swim over that pond and see y'all over in England and Germany, and make a good trip over there. I know I have a lot of friends that do. I think that's coming for me. It might be another year or two before we can
Yeah.
get that all together. But I would certainly love to do that. I think the people over in Europe and would certainly love my brand of country music. I know I've
Yeah.
seen like Drake Milligan and a bunch of other guys that are kind of where I'm at going over there. So I think it's only a matter of time for me. But I certainly appreciate all my fans over there because I see y'all's comments whenever they're saying something
Uh-huh.
on my stuff. They I've got some very, very good fans over there in Germany, especially I see a lot from Germany and England as well.
So, is there anything specific for 2025 that you've got in your sights?
Yes, I want to grow my Spotify numbers, my streaming numbers. I have a decent following over there, but I still want to push that a little better and get some better music out for folks to listen to. I've got 5 songs in the can that'll be coming out this year. Um,
Right.
one, I have another duet I'm putting out as well. I'll give you a little insider information, but I can't really tell you who it is. But I'll tell you this much: it's a country music legend. It's a country singer from the '90s that everybody will know.
Mm,
So
okay.
that's as good as I can give you right now. But
That's made
that
me curious.
it's very cool. I think, and the song title even goes with him. So I can't really tell you what it is because I'm sworn to secrecy. But it's a great song that I'm sure you'll whenever you hear it you'll go, yeah, he was right. That's a great song.
Well, I'm going to look forward to that. But for now, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. We really, really appreciate it because we
Cool.
love talking about country music and we love talking to good people like yourself.
Well, I sure appreciate it, and right back at you. It's been a pleasure talking to you today, and I need, like you said, I need to get over there and see y'all as soon as I can.
Yeah,
And when I do,
exactly.
I want to see you there too. So,
You will see me
thank you so
too.
much for your time today as well, and appreciate all. You had some really great questions, so thank you.
Yeah, and you look after that guitar.
I'll certainly do that. I'll certainly do
Yes.
that.
And if I do meet up with you when you come over, if you just let me play a couple of chords on it,
I'll let
I
you
would,
give it a good strumming. That's for sure.
yeah, I'd appreciate that. Okay, Alex, you take care of yourself
You too.
and
Take care.
all the best for 2025. And thanks and goodbye.
We'll see you. Thank you.